meaning of the word import. What is import? This is a process. It is not an event. It's a long-term process, right? And for this process, first requirement is goods should originate from a place that is outside India. First requirement. Goods should originate from a place which is already outside India. So India is up to what limit?
12 nautical miles. 200. Okay.
Right. Because up to 200 it is India. Any commercial activity in that area can be carried on only by government of India or a person who's a citizen of India. So for first thing is the goods should originate from a place beyond India. So India is up to 200 nautical miles. Okay. And area which is the Indian custom water, that is also free transit zone. Right. So as long as goods are not entering into Indian custom water, the Customs Act is not applicable, except for search, seizure, arrest that we talked about. So in general, you can say that provisions of the Act will not be applicable as long as goods are outside the Indian territorial waters. So provisions do not apply goods are outside the Indian territorial waters. Right. Generally, if there is a reason for suspicion or doubt, certainly provisions regarding search, seizure, arrest, confiscation are applicable. Okay. So in general, the provisions of the Customs Act will not be attracted till goods enter into Indian custom water or other Indian territorial waters. Now see here. Import begins when goods enter into Indian territorial waters. We don't say that it is when the goods enter into Indian territorial water, that is an import. No, we have said import begins when the goods enter into Indian territorial waters. That is just the beginning of import. Right? Quite possible, therefrom goods are sent back. The question of assessment, question of duty does not arise. That's why we are saying import begins. Right?
Sir, high sea sales, how they are taking out, sir? Taking care of?
Out high seas means beyond 200 nautical miles.
Okay, okay, sir.
Any commercial activity within the 200 nautical miles that will be governed by Indian laws. Right? High seas means beyond 200 nautical miles. Okay. So import begins when the goods enter into Indian territorial waters. Right? Now, suppose there are some goods which are already in the sea and you buy the goods. Right? And goods come to India. What will happen? Whether, see the first point, whether that condition is satisfied or not. If you are buying something in high seas, it means goods are originating from where?
Outside India.
Certainly outside India. Right? And after buying that, if you divert that to some other country, whether it will be an import or not?
No.
It will not be, because the goods are not entering into
India.
Right? So import begins only when goods enter into Indian territorial waters. Right? This is the beginning. Underline the word begins. Import continues as long as goods are under the control of custom authorities. So goods have landed at the custom port or custom airport. It does not mean import is complete. Import is said to be continuing as long as goods are under the control of custom authorities. What is said in the first line? It is a process. It is going to take time. So lending of the goods is not the end of import. For a layman, you can say import is over when the goods have landed in India, but not for the purpose of customs. So imports is said to be continuing as long as goods are under the control of custom authorities. And then import is complete only when first is applicable duty has been paid. Now your question can be, is it necessary that duty is payable every time? We have already said applicable. So if applicable is zero, then zero is payable. Number two, an order for removal. An order for removal, and that is called as out of customs. This is import.